I am wearing this webcam busting jumper today. It's amazing what something which is simply knitted can do to a live stream. Forget the racing. Look at my jumper. We're back in for another chase to the underground and my jumper. We're currently in with the D's, who are kicking things off in the dirt. I did spot that there was one rider also possibly on a TT bike. If they're still in the pack, then I suspect they are not really on a TT bike, but we shall see. For sure, this should be a race for the higher cats this week. The C's, the D's, and even the B's have had a lot of a look in the past few weeks. The A's have been very, very close a lot of the time, but because the courses have been quite short, it has favoured the lower cats. However, this week we've gone up in the distance a little bit more, just to make it that little bit more interesting, give the A's a bit more of a chance, and incentivize the lower cats to basically put in some bigger efforts than maybe they have done in the past. So here we are, and we can see that we are with the D's. We'll see whether any of the cats, after have gone, I suspect the C's have gone. Possibly everybody's out on course now, because I have seen the chat's been pretty active already. I've seen Aaron in the A's chomping at the bit to get going, instructing his riders to work cohesively. We'll see whether they actually do as the race unfolds. I can see Roger's here. Very trusty. Roger, thanks for joining the stream. Always great to have you. Why aren't you racing, though? That's what I want to know. But if you're not racing, I always appreciate you to be in the stream. You can see Neil's here in the chat saying, only chance we have is if we work as a blob, one discreet uniform blob. There is a rider just off the back when we look at the helicopter view. Hopefully they can get back in. E's for Beacon. I thought we said bacon there for a minute. You can see the are just all coming back together, which is good. It's definitely smaller groups as well this week, so that will change the dynamic. Well, at least the groups for the D's and the C's seem to be a bit smaller. We'll jump back and see what some of the other groups look like in comparison. I think with some warmer weather teasing its way into Europe, the numbers have dropped a little bit this week, to be expected. We'll have a look at the B's. Well, the B's look to be a pretty sizable group, to be honest. How many riders do we reckon? No, they're probably the same size as the C's, to be honest. So it'll be very interesting to see how well they can work together to effectively bring that gap back. It just means they would simply have to be more organized, do bigger turns on the front, because they are not going to be able to do it just by having a bigger pack size. So really it will come down to how well organized they are at the end of the day. Hopping over to the chat, I can also see Andre is there saying, hey Reese. Hello Andre, how you doing? And Roger's also saying, I'm on base training currently, looking forward to racing. He's ever the professional. He's focused on base. He is not going to be lured in by any racing which might put him above zone 2. Stick to your base, mate. Stick to your guns. Don't be fooled into smashing it out on a Friday evening with the chase race. But you are more than welcome with me watching the race unfold. So we can just see our one stray bee off the back. Very sad to see. So we're in with the A's, and they look fiery. I can see Bart's in here. So, yeah, they're a little bit smaller than the other groups, than the C's and the B's. Are they going to catch this B, which we just saw off the back? Maybe this B will be able to stay with the A's. I don't know. The A's are going pretty fast at the moment. Oh, there's a bit of a sprint going on there to try and hang on. Come on, you can do it. This is a chance of a lifetime to ride in the A group. But the A's looking a bit organized. They've got this slight rider off the front who don't think is legitimately an A, unfortunately. Who's kind of pushing things a bit. So he might cause a bit of an issue if he's. I don't think he's on a smart trainer. So slight issue there. He might stretch it out, but look how stretched out they are. A's, if you're listening, come on. You've got to blob up a bit. This is not the way to do it. Great news for the other cats who probably are not going to have the distance should be an advantage for the A's, but they've already shedded off a couple of riders, you can see here. That's honestly a disaster for the A's. Of course, it might be that they're lower cat A's and you've got Aaron at the front and he's saying, listen, this is the speed we need to do if we're going to win. If other A's can't keep up, then, it's better to lose them than to basically try and keep everyone together and not win. So at the end of the day, you are trying to get your cat to win. So it's that fine balance between riding at the right speed and keeping the group together. But it does look like the A's probably are splitting up way too soon into the race. They need to be a bit more controlled to keep everyone together. You're going to have some more riders doing a few more pulls. And this looks very, very, very problematic right now for the A's. So if you're in one of the other categories, if you're in the B's, C's, or even the D's and you're listening to this, that should encourage you to just keep calm and just keep focused and not get too kind of distracted. This is the A's, I would say, in my opinion, this is the A's to lose. And right now, they are doing everything they can to lose this race. What do you think? Hit up your thoughts in the chat because I'd be fascinated to hear what you think. Right now, this formation looks like perfect if they were doing a team time trial, but are they really that well organized? I'm not so sure. Roger did comment to say, hell yeah, the A's absolutely flying once more. Yeah, but at what expense? To be honest, I'm not so sure this is the best thing for them. If these 5 riders, looks like there's 5 riders, so if these 5 riders are the ones who are going to basically make it all happen, then yeah, sure. But I'm not convinced that all of these riders even are all going to stay together. They're doing okay-ish so far, but how long? There's already a couple of riders having to drop their power-ups already, dropping feather power-ups in desperation just to stay on. And yeah, they did get back in, but you can just see a bit softer pedaling. Okay, so screaming. You can just see Neil's in the comments there from the B's saying great pacing. So they're feeling confident. We're going to hop forwards and just see what those B's are doing. And look, when I started talking about the groups, I was like, A's only a few riders less than the B's and the C's. Now they're down to 5 riders. And then you compare that now to what we've got in this B group. And that is now quite a sizable difference, to be honest. Let's get in the helicopter. Looks like there's about 10, 12 riders there, maybe. So more than double, definitely more than double the amount of riders that the A's have now. Probably maybe in 15. So that will do them. Great. If you can keep all these riders together, keep consistent turns at the front, get everybody kind of involved. Hardest thing with a chase race like this, especially if you're like a ride leader, is really getting people to do work. You are always in every race, always going to get people who just want to sit in, let everybody else do the work and wait, and hopefully they'll go, oh, then I'll be fresh for the sprint. But with a chase race, you in a normal race, maybe you can do that because it's a completely different format. And especially if you're not one of the strongest riders, it makes sense to kind of sit in, save some energy. That's just good tactics. to be honest. But for a chase race, you're kind of blurring the lines between like a mass team time trial, because you are having to work as a team, and that of a normal race. So that's the real kind of difference. So if you're actually like a ride leader, or even if you're not, even if you're just kind of somebody in that pack who is maybe trying to keep command, even if you're not a ride leader, there will be other people in there saying things, saying, "Come on, guys, do this, do that." Yeah, then you are gonna want other people to do turns, and getting people to do that is not always easy. I think if it was that easy, then we would see a lot more upsets. What the hell is that? What is that? What the hell was that in front of those trains, which are all separated? Was that an upside down squirrel or something? That's fucking weird. If you know what that was, which just went across that road, it looks like a road. I presume it's supposed to be a railway track. If you know what the hell that was, let me know in the comments. Yeah, Roger, come on, talk to me. What the hell was that thing? I thought it was Scotty the squirrel had been like shot and was being dragged by, I don't know, I don't know what it was. Very strange, very strange. Anyway, bloody helicopter view. Can't see anything, can we? It's crap, quite frankly. Let's try and see if we can have a better view. Here we are, down on the ground. So it did look like the bees did lose a couple of riders there whilst we were viewing them from above. That is the one single advantage, I think, of using that camera view. I'm glad to say Roger says he's never seen that. I've never seen that. And this map's been out for a long time now. I know it's had like an extension, but that was weird. I've literally no idea what that thing was. You can see the bacon in the chat. Who is leading the D's this week? So Jane jumping in and doing ride leader duties. I'm not sure if it's her first time doing it. Apologies if you have done it before, but it's always nice when we do see new ride leaders jumping in and having a go at leading. It's super cool. I know Holly this week is in with the C's, who we are going to hop over and see now. Looking at Zwift, looks like the gap between the C's and the B's is about 47 seconds, around about that. C's here, who we're watching now, pretty cohesive by the looks of things, which is great to see. That is the best possible outcome for them. But as I said at the very beginning of this stream, the C's and the B's were about the same size. So in as far as group numbers go, so you would suspect, especially based on previous form, that the B's would probably close the gap. And it's always, to be honest, I think as far as skill, not skill level, but performance ability, the B's and the C's always should in a race have the highest possibility of being able to basically group together. I feel like a C rider, a top C rider, can hang with a group of B's. Not so easy, I think, if you're a B rider to hang with the A's, especially when they're rolling right through. So really, if the B's do catch the C's, if you're a C rider, you try and hang on with those B's, because this is your best chance, I would say. If that does happen, it does look like it will happen. Here's another thing coming through the tunnel. What is it? It's like a caterpillar? Is it a sausage roll? It looks like a sausage roll. I'm not going to lie. It looks like a sausage roll. I've never seen a sausage roll in this particular map, but that definitely looks like a sausage roll, a giant sausage roll right next to the riders there. I've never seen that. I don't know what that other thing was, but that thing definitely looked like a sausage roll. Maybe a giant caterpillar, but it was very brown. So caterpillars normally a lot greener. Yeah, they come in all sorts of colors. I know, like, I'm not David Attenborough here, but like definitely, I don't know. My money's on a giant sausage roll there. If you know what that was. So the last time I think it was like an upturned Scotty squirrel, maybe an inflatable one. That was a sausage roll. There was no other sort of like carriages or anything, just that thing. Very weird map. I don't know. The developers probably been doing some ayahuasca. I think it's very popular in California to go away, do a bit of ayahuasca, come back and go, oh, what am I going to do with my job? Clearly, there's been a lot of drug taking, I think, by the Zwift devs, and that's the sort of thing that you come up with. Giant sausage rolls as trains. But no, but if you think it's something else, let me know in the chat. I would be fascinated to know. Or indeed, if you have also taken ayahuasca and you think that it's something completely different, please also let me know. It might be that if you take ayahuasca and then look at a giant sausage roll rolling through the middle of a Zwift map, you see a normal train. I don't know. Again, fantastic views here from the Zwift helicopters. We look at some number plates slowly moving behind a set of gigantic buildings. No idea what's happening in the race, but we're back in. We're back in. Look at the gap. The gap has come down now between the C's and the B's to 30 seconds, but the gap's not coming down. It's coming down quite slowly, I think, in comparison to previous races. So that goes to show that like the groups clearly aren't as big as they have been in previous weeks, and that is having a bit of an impact on those gaps. We're going to hop back in with the D's. Still looks like there's a sizable gap between the D's and the C's. Whether that will last, we're coming up towards the 10K to go mark, so still a fair amount of distance to be covered on the road tonight, but we will get to that 10K marker, and then the clock will be ticking. So here's the C's. Little bit of like music pumping out of these machines. Very few people here. This casino used to be rammed. But I'm afraid after the pandemic, hardly anybody there. This shopping mall probably closed down because there's just look at the foot traffic. Hardly anybody in here, and there's a couple of people standing around. They're not spending money. Empty chairs all over the place. Machines not being played on. So I suspect this part of the map on Neokyo, that bit will probably be closed down, and they'll have to probably find a new route around. So kind of a shame to see that, to be honest. Again, maybe developers stop taking some ayahuasca or take more. Got to get more people into that virtual casino. I think it's more of a casino, isn't it, than anything else. So Spielhalle, yeah. Let's hop in with the D's and see how they're doing. Wow, I think this is maybe one of the best performances I've seen from a D group in quite a while. I'm not saying anything about former D riders, but I think it's been a while since I've seen the D's stick together in such large numbers. So that is a testament to these riders out there today. And remember, we actually have category enforcement in place, so we do know that might be part of the reason as well. Like we tested it one week, took it away the next week, and then for the last week and then this week we've had it back, and it seems to be kind of working, at least with regards to the cohesiveness. So at least it means that all of these D riders are categorized as a D, and they are sticking together, and things aren't being ripped apart as maybe they have been in the past. That said, super flat course, so it's very hard to sort of accidentally lose riders in that sense. Roger says as well, here he is, he says, not surprised to see how Jane leads the Ds as a TTT pro. Well, she seems to be doing a fantastic job, if anything is to go by. Where's my cursor? Let's see, where's Jane? There you go, thumbs up. So this kind of this sort of section here is maybe where things could get a little bit tricky. You can see a couple of riders a little bit further back. Nothing too much to be worried about. But this is where you would have maybe a few difficulties, because you are riding on this kind of gravelly section. Rolling resistance is different. I think if you are a rider and you're on like a Tron bike, in this example that Jane is, you're probably going to have a bit of a benefit. Some other bikes that people might have chosen, you can see the riders just falling off the back there, and that's probably to do around like their bike choice and the resistance of this particular section, because it seems to me quite strange that we would lose riders there when clearly they seemed to be doing fine on some of the other bits. So yeah, just goes to show, when you are riding, there is no change in resistance like on your smart trainer. There should be. It's very easy to do, but for what Zwift doesn't work in that way. It's a real shame, to be honest, because it should really be the case that when you are hitting those sections, you get a bit more resistance, so you can feel it, kind of the ride feel kind of aspect. Instead, you'll just go slower. Your avatar will just go slower. And if you're not paying attention, which maybe that might be the case, it might not be the bike, but your avatar will just go slower, and those other riders might not realize that they have to push a little bit harder to maintain the same speed. Oh, a little wave there. A little wave. I don't know if that was for me or if that was waving to that particular bush on the road. Might be that this rider here actually planted that bush and was just happy to see that their bush. Pato? Is that Pato? Not sure. No, I think it was Jay Finch. Jay Finch waving there, I think, with his little Trilby hat on. Very nice. Well, I'll give him a ride on. Kudos. It does look like, whoa, looking at this view, finally helicopter view comes into some sort of use because what the hell? That's the A's. So the A's have just come flying through. But what group were we just looking at? I thought we were looking at the D's. You can't tell me they've just closed up to the D's already. What the hell is happening? That was the D's. Sweet Jesus. I was too busy looking at well, maybe the B's are going to catch the C's all the time. The A's have just been hammering it, and they're already at the front with 19k to go. I did not see that coming.
Can they hold it?
Huh?
But can they hold it?
Can they hold it? Well, I don't know if it's whether they can hold it. It's whether the other groups can coalesce and do a mega blob and try and pull it back. But that's insane, to be honest. To see the A's already at the front, I would not have predicted that. I know, longer course this week, but honestly, they're outnumbered. So I'm very surprised to see the A's already in front. And they've got a 15-second gap. That's to the D's. So we're going to hop back. These are the D's. Where's the others? So the B's now. Oh, they got one A rider there. So this is the B's. So the B's are just going to catch the D's now. Where, I don't know, the C's are here as well. No, the C's have been passed. That all happened a lot quicker than I would have predicted. I was still giving some spiel, waiting for the B's to catch the C's. I had no idea that the A's were so bloody close. That's insane. I know there is this little bit of a climb in inverted commas. It's not particularly steep, but that's kind of the real bit of a pinch there, I think. You can see there Nils in the chat saying, Aaron, you're a killer. Well, yeah, totally caught me by surprise, to be honest. Where the hell is Moritz, though? Moritz was threatening the leaderboard, but Aaron's been having it his own way the past few weeks. Oh, we can see they're caught out by the seam of things from that main group. 30 seconds now, 30 seconds. So this is the chase group on the road. It is made up of B's, a couple of A's. I can see Bart's in here, and then there's also I can see that Holly was in here from the C's, but I don't think these B's are going to be able to pull it back. Depends how well they can really kind of work together. Let's just try and get an overhead view, see how many riders. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Unless there's some riders further back. I mean, there are quite a few here, but getting organised, that's going to be the challenge, isn't it? That said, there are still some points on offer for your category. So even if you're not going to win the entire race, which has the most prestige, obviously, there might be some points. There will be points on offer for each individual category. So I think that's all they're going to be able to think about right now. But sadly, not got a heart rate monitor on, so that's going to exclude him from the final leaderboard on Zwift Power. But yeah, I mean, as that said, is the gap's it's 30 seconds. There is this 1B rider, T Campbell, good effort, tried to stay in with the A's, but did not have a chance. So I think Skeevy's is probably not going to be featuring in the final leaderboard when it appears on Zwift Power. So probably realistically, this is a race between two riders now, by Aaron Hunt from the Coalition Beta Squad and Jay Ray from Velocio. They are both wearing the current pink kit of the Coalition. So even though that's just because everybody who signs up to the A is in the same kit. So this is the kit that Aaron normally races in. If he's not in the, sometimes they also have the beta riders also have the Coalition Alpha kit, which is the original kind of Canyon Esports kit. But otherwise, this is his main kind of community kit. But Jay Ray here, not racing in his usual kit, so don't be confused. These are not all riders from the Coalition at all. It's just that we use this kit for the A riders in the Coalition Chase race. So yeah, we're going to probably stay with these riders now because it's going to be between these two riders as to who is going to get the win. Very interesting. Who is your money on? Feel free to stick it in the chat. It's 50-50 basically, unless you believe that the B Chase group is going to bring back a minute now. Not a gambling man myself, but there is zero chance that is going to happen. So I will give you, if someone from the Bs wins, I'll give you €100. So I'm not a gambling man. I'm just saying it's a dead cert. So yeah, let's have a quick look, a side-on view, and just see what kit are these two riders having. So they're both on disc wheels. So they've both got the DT Swiss disc. So they have kind of the same group set. So the real difference will come down to the bikes themselves. Of course, the main factor is going to be their legs, but we've got someone here on the S-Works. Is it the Venge? I can't remember. I mean, it looks like a Venge. And we also have Aaron, who obviously is still riding on the Canyon Aero CF. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Oh, is it so you can tell by the marking on the rear seat stay that it is actually the CFR version. Obviously, in game, there is no such thing as having like lighter carbon. So, but you can tell it has these little dashes just on the seat stays, which indicates it is the CFR. I couldn't remember if it was the CFR or the SLX. So there you go. It is the top end Canyon bike. So we are coming up towards the final kilometer of this race. We are going to see who it is. It is the gap now. The A's are hammering because they're going to end up finishing almost a minute ahead. So super impressive display from these A riders right here. And who is it going to be? I don't know. Aaron definitely has form in these races. He's done these sprints a bunch of different times, so he's gonna know, and he definitely, I would suspect, is the bookie's choice. Not a gambling man, but if I was a bookie, my money would be on Aaron. So should I start selling odds? I'm not a gambling man myself. Maybe I should be the one letting other people gamble. Could be complicated. Pending lawsuits. So I'll avoid that. But if you do want to at least make a prediction, you can stick it in a chat, no matter where you're watching, and I will happily see. Oh, look at that lovely view. Again, not many people here whatsoever. Very, very lightly populated. Roger is saying, I bet my money on Aaron as well. So let's just hop in. Let's see where this sprint goes. We are going to ride with Aaron. He sat down a little bit, I think, because J Ray's come through. Surely Aaron's going to jump on J Ray's wheels. This looks pretty cagey because the numbers have come right down. That is very, very cagey racing. So between these two, but he's dropped his aero. So Ray's dropped his aero, but he hasn't used it yet. Right now he's going. Aaron has to react. But I think maybe has he left it too little too late? Whoa, J Ray, is he going to storm away with it? Aaron, come on. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh my days. He just gets it. Fair play. I was not sure Aaron was going to get it, but damn, right on the line. Doesn't get closer than that. I was thinking, I remember when Zwift races used to do live coverage and you could actually see the finish line. I've been so used to like Premier League races, Grand Prix races, whatever, where it gets to the final sprint on the finish line and then they just zoom out so you can't actually see who won. But it shows how like fun it is when you can actually pay attention to what's actually happening on that final sprint. So we're going to see this group, see how they do. A couple of riders here already got on the road. But is he going to react? No, he's not. So these bees are going to be battling it out here. It's Tucker and Hargrave. Tucker, he is... Oh, no, he's just going to be taken over by Campbell. Nice timing there. Very nice. Great to see some of the lower cats also sprinting it out. Very cool to see. Jeremy Ray pointing out that Skeeve did 500 watts for 30 minutes. And he is 55 years old, so he should really be doing 555 watts, surely. I'm sure he can set it up so that's the case. We see Thompson coming over again. Some excellent sprints. Stand there. Holly, we're going to see a sprint. Come on, Holly. Come on, out the saddle. No, she's walking it in. Fair enough. Done the job today. Let's see if some of the other riders want to make a last-minute sprint. I can just see Facebook user. If you connect your account, then... to restream, I posted something a few weeks ago. If you do connect your account, then I can actually see your names. Roger pointing out, Holly doesn't like sprints. Well, I could see that for myself. And also Roger's mentioned masterclass timing. Indeed it was. Down to the line. I'm not sure Aaron was fully convinced himself that he'd got it, but at the end of the day, he did get it and did the business. Some great use of the aero power-ups here from those last riders. More sprinting going on through these coalition riders, battling it out just for the final leaderboard. We will come and see all of these last riders coming through. And then we will hop back. We'll see how Niels is doing. Niels, come on, it's all on you. We're watching you. The world is watching. Oh, it's Jim. It's Jim. Well, thanks for confirming, Jim. Jim, next time, connect your Facebook and restream. It's great to hear from you. Niels says, thanks, Reese. Yeah, come on. I want to see a massive sprint here, Niels. Like, I want you to absolutely blow the doors off here. Come on. You're in the last few hundred meters. Come on. That's it. Out the saddle. Come on. I want to see some big orange numbers. Keep it orange. Keep it orange. Come on. Over 8 watts per kilo. Come on. Don't sit in the saddle. Come on. Keep pushing all the way to the line. Okay. Jane, also over to you. Jane, well done. Fantastic job with the Ds. I thought you were going to be out front for a lot longer. So fair play to the A's. They did steal the thunder a little bit there, I'm afraid. So, all right. Then we are going to bring things to a close here on the live stream. Well done to everybody who raced this week. Fantastic job. Big congrats there to Aaron Hunt, who just got the win by the skin of his teeth. An impressive win nonetheless. And again, solidifying his position at the top of the Chase to the Underground series. So thanks again for everybody who joined. Again, look at my jumper. It might just be me, but it looks all cool and like 3D, and it does. If you could see how it looks in the webcam, you'd be absolutely amazed. It looks like op art. Wow. Yeah, the webcam just doesn't understand. There you go, Aaron Hunt popping in saying hello. Congrats, Aaron, on a great win. So thanks everyone. Have an amazing weekend. If you have Monday off for May Day, have an amazing May Day. If you're in Germany or Berlin, enjoy smashing stuff up and fighting police, which is what they typically seem to do. For everybody else who wants something a little bit more tranquil, enjoy your relaxing Monday off. I'm off now to try and hunt down the critical mass folks in Berlin who are cycling en masse through the city streets. So I'm going to actually go hop on my bike. Yeah, everyone, have an amazing weekend, and I will see you next Friday. We'll be back for another Chase the Underground. If you have not raced this before, then make sure you sign up, and I hope to see you there. Have a good one, and see ya. Aaron says see ya. Yes, see ya.